The Pennsylvania Ballet presents A Night of Stars. The showcase featuring performers of ballet companies all across the world will be held right at Hershey Theater on Saturday, October 8th. And you are looking at some stunning photos of two of the incredible dancers in the San Francisco Ballet Company. Wow, just impressed by the photos alone. And they're joining me now to tell us a little bit about the show. We've got Katherine and Wang. Thank you both for being here with us. And I'd love to learn a little bit about how you both got your start in dance. Can you fill me in?
Yeah, sure. So I'm actually from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, originally. And I started professional, ballet training when I was about 14 in my hometown there. I think I always knew I wanted to be a ballerina though, and my parents kind of tolerated that as I grew up from the age of 3. I was pretty insistent upon being a ballerina, and I still am quite insistent upon it. So that's kind of been my lifelong pursuit. And yeah, it's taken me from Pennsylvania to the Philippines to DC to San Francisco Ballet.
Incredible. I love the PA connection. And how about you, Wang?
So I was born in China, and then I studied ballet since I was 10 in Beijing Dance Academy. And then, well, my parents always like Katherine, just like her parents and my parents are just like, oh, that's such an active kid, annoying in the house, and then send him to his ballet studio, just get the energy wear off, and then so that's how I started. And then San Francisco Ballet was my first job, and it still is my base, my home.
Very cool. And obviously you are both performers in A Night of Stars at the Hershey Theater with dancers from other ballet companies all across the world. I have to know, is there a sense of competition between these other dancers when you perform like this, or is it more of like a team mentality, camaraderie type feeling?
I don't think so. I actually think it's quite the opposite. Like a lot of my friends are going to be at this show, or people who I've danced with in the past. So for me, in fact, it's the opposite of a competition. It's like a beautiful way to see your colleagues who you don't get to work with on a daily basis, but who are in the industry, and that becomes less competitive and actually more inspiring, because you're getting to see performers who you don't get to see every single day. And with that comes like this breath of fresh air and inspiration and like rejuvenation and connection. So this is a really cool event because you're getting to see people who you don't always get to see.
Fantastic. I was hoping that was the answer you guys were going to go with. And then, Wang, one last one for you. When it comes to ballet education, what advice do you have for parents that might be interested in getting their kids involved in the field?
I think it's just like how my parents want me to be when I was little. Like through dance, you can gain a little bit of a confidence, and then sort of like you can learn so many things from your ballet teacher, and then sort of gain your mental strength, your physical strength, and then sort of like lifting your spirit throughout. And then, performance arts just like has its own magic that can sort of transform you into a better person somehow.
Yeah, I'm sure that
I believe that's what
the feeling on stage has got to be so special, and you guys are definitely going to shine up there. I can only imagine that ballet is super consuming and demanding. Can you tell us a little bit about what goes into your day-to-day training?
So we normally will start with a warm-up class of the day. That's like kind of like a cup of coffee for dancers to wake our body up, and then get into the mood to rehearse, and then 6 hours, very high intense rehearsal process to getting ready for our shows for later in the season. And then, but also, the counter of that is outside ballet that we try to have somewhat normal life, sort of like keep our minds balanced between ballet, from the high intense, somewhat stressful ballet working days.
Great. Well, thank you guys both so much. I think it's so unique that we've been able to connect when we are all clearly not in the same place right now. But we're excited to have you here this coming weekend. It's going to be great, and we hope that it is a great show. Again, thank you both so much. A Night of Stars will be at the Hershey Theater on Saturday, October 8th. Showtime is at 7 p.m., and we'll have more information on the show, including where to get tickets on our website, fox43.com.